What up, guys? Welcome back to 1UPmang Game Reviews. Before I go ahead and get started on this review, I wanted to mention please do subscribe. And please, if you do like the videos, please go ahead and like them. Also, follow me on Twitter, 1UPmang. And then any support you could provide to the channel, just viewing the videos is enough. Please do. If you do like the content, please let me know and comment down below. Today I'm going to be going over the review for Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time. And the story for this particular sequel, it's Neo Cortex, Embryo, and Uka Uka. At the beginning of the game, they're trapped. It looks like in some sort of interdimensional prison, and I guess they've been there since the end of the third Crash, or depending on the Crash insanity, how that ties in. I think it's the same story and same timeline, but some of you that have played the Insane trilogy, that actually played it, would have a better idea. But yeah, it starts off with them in an interdimensional prison, and Uka Uka is basically using all his magical powers, or his abilities, to basically create a rift in time. And so he ends up dying after he does that, and Embryo and Neo Cortex are able to basically traverse across the galaxy through space and time and leave their interdimensional prison. So you start off with Crash being on Insanity Island, which again, it seems like it picks up from the Insane trilogy, and then you pretty much jump right in, and once you complete the first map, you get the first mask, which is the phase world mask, which allows things to phase in and out interdimensionally. Now, for any of you, again, I keep harping back to the Insanity trilogy, or even really the original Crash Bandicoot series. The gameplay is pretty straightforward. It's pretty much the same. X to jump, circle to dash, square to spin, and then triangle or R2 allows you to use your masks if you have them, and you pick up the masks at different time of the games, so it's not like you pick it up and then you use it every chance you get in every map. Different maps appear at different times for different reasons, and sometimes they're only at certain sections of the particular map you might be playing in. And then you've also got, you end up getting a mask, which is the Dark Matter mask, which is like a purple mask, and it allows you to spin in a more it makes more distance when you spin, and allows you to knock into enemies that have kind of a green aura around them, which knocks them out, and yeah, basically that allows you to float across the sky, basically. And then the masks, I think there's two. I want to say there's two more masks. One of the other masks is the slow down time, which allows you to slow down time at particular points of platforming. So obviously it's still a platformer, so you've got that going. And then once you actually get through the first couple maps, you get to play as Coco, and then Coco has the same gameplay style, very similar to Crash. I honestly don't think there is any difference, beside them just being smaller than the other. But other than that, it's nice because you get to change up their skins. So obviously you always have the collectibles. You've got the Wampas, which you can collect to get more skins and different things in the game. You also have the different skins that you unlocked are many different ones. You've got the chicken suit one, you've got the caveman suit one, there's a lot of different ones like that, quite a few to choose from. And then the further you get into the game, and I really hope, spoiler, just in case for those who are surprised or don't know. So I guess I would say skip past this part, a few moments, 30 seconds or so. But yes, you do get to play as Tana and Dingo Dial. So with Tana, she comes in through basically a different dimension of Crash. The Crash series. It's basically showing her her looks. She looks very different than the characters in Crash 4 in this one. And she looks very different. I mean, they even crack a couple of fourth wall jokes that are like, oh, you don't look like Tana that we know. You look like something completely different. She's a lot of fun to play. She's got the jump, double jumps as well, and then she slams with circle, kicks with square, and then she has a hook shot ability. So she's very different. She plays more different than you'd be used to with Coco and Crash. And then Dingo Dial is fun. He ends up popping up in a kind of a Mardi Gras looking or a Bayou looking dimension, and he's got a jump. He spins, and he's got like I don't know if it's a vacuum, but it's like basically like some sort of sucking machine that he uses to suck in boxes, dynamite to shoot at enemies, and then he can also use it to float. And playing as these two characters are basically like unlockables, things that you get for collecting Wumpas. You get to play their versions of the storylines, so you can see how those characters tie into the story. And then, interestingly enough, you do have the mirror mode, just like you have in past games and in past Crash games. And then other game modes, time trials. And then you've got a Bandicoot battle mode, which is you and up to 4 players can play, the same map to collect things or beat a time limit. Who can get to the end fastest, things like that. And then with the unlockables that are through digital, I haven't seen those just yet, so I'm still kind of trying to figure out how I can get those ones. But there's lots of skins to choose from, and I'm just having fun going through the many skins and different gameplay styles, as well as the different modes in the game. Sound design is going to be what you'd expect if you're a Crash fan, or if you're new to the series. It's mostly upbeat, fun, exciting. The voice acting is spot on for this series. I'm pretty sure they got all the voice actors back from, obviously I'm sure they brought them with the Insane trilogy, but the dialogue here picks up from all the series before. It's ridiculous, silly, and even at sometimes very risque. I'm not gonna say one of the words here that I've heard while playing the game and listening to some of the dialogue, just because I don't want to get demonetized if that's a possibility. But there is something in here that they say which I was definitely caught off guard. I actually laughed pretty hard for a few minutes, and I was thinking to myself, what is the ESRB rating here? And I looked a while to find it, and I actually did go to their website, and I found that it's E for everyone through ages 10, so I guess 10 and up. For the most part, obviously the dialogue is harmless, but there's a particular part in the game that again threw me for a loop. So I'd say it's a game for kids, and obviously us adults that have been around, and younger kids that are used to playing these games in this series. But it's you might want to have if you're gonna have your kids play it, or kids play it, I would say probably tween to at least tween or young teenager, because some of the dialogue here just makes me wonder. I don't know, everyone's kind of different when it comes to that, especially with kids. But now the Insane trilogy has brought us these up-to-date modern graphics with the same outline of the original games, original series, and with this game, it's about time, which is obviously a pun when it comes to the Crash Bandicoot series. They do that. It's my thing. It's not everyone's thing. I get it, but the dimensions actually change here, so you're literally going to different times, different dimensions with different types of creatures and different bad enemies that you're fighting. You start at Insanity Mountain, you're going to places Hazardous Waste, which is at in 2084. You got Salty Wharf, which is 1717, which is like pirate level. Mesquite Marsh, which is kind of modern day, I guess. They say it's a few days after the events of Insanity, so it's just jumping everywhere. Very, very, very much same graphic style. Mostly platforming stages are what you're going to be seeing. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the series, I would say since there's modes that you can play, I played a little bit of the Bandicoot Battle. I don't have too many people to play kind of co-op, or not necessarily co-op, but if you've got kids, if you're just you and an older friend both love the series, you can switch off. So it's actually set up to switch off and for you to play with another person that's next to you or with you. What's fun about doing the Bandicoot battle is that you do get breaks from platforming, so you might jump on like a some sort of jet ski kind of thing, or you might hop on like a polar bear or an animal to ride, things like that. Just makes it more fun, makes it more challenging to do when you're playing against someone, a friend. Now, what's nice, and I would say probably what's nice about the Crash Bandicoot series in general, I feel like it's always kind of hit a good medium of very, it can be very difficult or pretty difficult, easy or just kind of in the middle. And this game has its different ranges of, the further you get in, the more difficult it becomes. But I don't ever feel like it's overly challenging or to the point where you have to put in a ton of hours to be good. You just have to get the hang of it, and after a while, you start to pick it up. But there's still some challenge to it. It's a good game that's just a lot of fun to do. If you like a challenge, it's good. If you're wanting to have fun for a few hours, put it down. It's good for that. So I would highly recommend it. Highly recommend it. I'm a huge Crash Bandicoot fan. It's good to see this series back. Um, there's some characters that appear here, that I'm hoping maybe we can get more series of different games that are in the past that we could kind of remaster. Maybe even this particular group that did this remaster, maybe they can bring out some more remasters of some of our classic games just like this, because it's a lot of fun. And this game being a sequel, it just opens the door for another how many more decades of Crash Bandicoot, which I'm always down for. Please let me know what you guys think. Thank you for sticking around and listening to the review. I hope you guys, let me know if you try the game. I would highly recommend it. If you're, maybe Crash Bandicoot isn't your thing, that's no problem. If you're looking for something that's just casual fun, this is a pretty fun game and good game to pick up. If you're following the story, if you're a hardcore Crash fan, I would buy it. I mean, it's definitely worth the money. You get a lot of bang for your buck, I would say, and it's not over ridiculous. I wouldn't imagine me spending more than, you know, 30 at the most 30 hours just going back and playing maps and doing things like that and collecting masks and whatever else. But it's not a game where you feel like a little overwhelmed or even very overwhelmed. It's just got a nice balance of a good amount to do, a good amount to collect. But if you put it down after beating the game or going through most of it, you're not going to be missing a lot. So that's my review, guys. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. Go ahead, please check out more of my videos. I've got more recent, I've got the NBA 2K beta review, and then Marvel Avengers. I've got that up, so check those out. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Instagram, 1UPmang. Please like the video. Please let me know your feedback. Let me know what you guys are going to be doing as far as this game goes. And if you have any recommendations about the next game I should review, I've got a couple ideas. So we're always going to be having more games coming out. Appreciate it. And 1UPmang signing off. Later.